I'm gonna mute. Well, I guess I better unmute that now and actually be social. Hi. Oh my god. Alright, let me go in here. Thank you so much. Shout out at Moon. Thank you so much. I'm here in my pajamas. I'm just Thank you so much. I am not doing very much. I am doing just a very basic little chickeny bites. Uh, you know, um, like just for entertainment's sake, I'll show you this cool new toy that I bought. And I'll tell you a funny little tale about how my support worker had bought it. I sent my support worker to buy this witch. I put this doll in here because I thought it would be funny, because it kind of looks like the little doll. Like, the doll in itself is creepy enough. But my support worker was driving along a really dark road at night on the way home after she'd picked it up for me. She tried to play with it, couldn't figure it out, and had thought she turned it off. But what she'd actually done was turn it into demo mode. So she doesn't know how or why it worked suddenly while she was driving home. It must have been sensor operated or something. Anyway, this is going to be funny because... My cat's just like, no fucking thank you. So basically, it just, in the dark, screamed, this is Cheetos for everyone watching. He loves straws, and he says, fuck the turtles, we want straws still. Cheetos. He's a Bengal, that's why he has pretty colours. Oh, it's gone now. Go get it. Get it, buddy. Get it. Get it. Where is it? Get it, buddy. Get it. Sometimes he will actually somehow manage to get it. No, you go. You do your thing. You do your thing. There ain't no way he's getting that from there. Oh, these are the other creepy toys I got the other dolls I got the other day. So there's this one. Like, just, it's actually got like one tooth. You've got this one, which has a couple of teeth. This is one that I've painted. It was a mistake, like I couldn't get it to go even and do what I wanted it to do. This one was supposed to be crackle paint, but it didn't work, so I just sort of experimented with it. This is the pour art that I do, so it's just like swirly paint. This is the doll that one of my, like the same support worker, she got me this one. This is a really loud sound for anyone watching, be careful. not sure if it was... So, yeah, basically she was on the way home and nearly crashed her car, and she'd only just gotten a new car. So I was like, imagine trying to explain that to the insurance company. Yeah. Like, she sort of thought it was funny, but also did not find it funny at all that she almost crashed because of a toy. So yeah, again, thank you for the raid. So yeah, basically, I'm currently just doing this. So yeah, Bean was supposed to be my voice in my ears, guiding me through my boredom of doing this, but obviously that's not happening. I did not realise I was lying on my kitchen floor for so long because I just could not find the motivation to cook or anything. So, I just did not realise. But I'm thinking I was down there for like at least an hour. But yeah, ooh, that was probably too much. So these are just Italian herb blend breadcrumbs. I usually do HelloFresh and then do a variety of meals through HelloFresh, which are quite delightful, but I kept having some issues with freshness and fighting them on that, and so I thought I would give them a miss because I wanted fish for the week and they were all sold out, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try just regular food for a little bit, just to save some money again, and use what's in my cupboard. So I'm trying to just go through my old stuff. So I'm now going to just scoop all this up. And there is like a thing that HelloFresh has taught me that like you can cook breadcrumbs and they make like a really tasty little mixture. Like it's just a like snack of breadcrumbs. Like you just eat it. I don't know, it tastes nice. So I'm gonna do like just the leftover breadcrumbs. Just a little handful of them in the pan with that. Might be a little bit extra. Because what else am I going to do with the leftover? Honestly, I'm probably never going to use the rest. That's what I like about HelloFresh though, is that it comes in single. Like I don't feel guilty about the waste because there is none. It's all designed for that night. So we've done that. Now we're going to Cheetos is having a good time over there. So we're going to cut the rest of this, and then I've got the sweet chili and lemongrass. I used to like those, but I used to do the favorite foods thing, which some of you might be familiar with, where you only eat the same food of many a night in a row, and to the point that you can't then stand the food, and that's what I did with those. So I haven't been able to look at them for a very long time. So you'll have to excuse me. I haven't had many people in much lately, so I'm not used to talking to people. So I had footy training today. I had work. I was at like on the farm from like 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, just helping out. And then had footy training. So then I had a nap. So I'm still a bit out of it. Yeah. And he didn't tell us or warn us that it was going to be runs, which he's right. Like, people might not have shown up if he'd warned us that it was going to be runs. So it's probably good that he didn't, because I might have found an excuse not to go. But it also meant that I worked my ass off, not mentally preparing myself that I was going to have to be running. So I would have gone a bit easier on my body if I'd known that I was going to be doing runs. But we played like a half court game, so that was really fun. It gave me a way to like test my skills, but on my own teammates, and I learned things. So that, like, I learned things about myself, about how to handle things during a game. So I'm learning a lot through my new team, that I'm so happy. And I got my approval to change teams today. Oh, I just chopped my fingers. God, I'm so glad this knife isn't sharp, but I do need to sharpen it because it does take a long time to cut things. So I am nervous for when I do it, because I do cut myself a lot by accident. So my first football game for the season is on the 1st of April. It's coming up very fast. And then it's my birthday on the 7th, so I turn 35. I'm very nervous about that. I just realised there may be follower restrictions on. So I'm not sure if I've made the mistake of having follower restrictions on and stuff, and I don't know how to fast check that stuff. I don't know if Bloody Zelos is in. If I call him, he may come. He does acknowledge that he is a lazy mod. But he may be in and just not talking. So I'm going to put this in here and just give it a bit of a rinsey poo. If he is, I can check. That'd be great. But yeah, I have those settings just because I do get trolled quite a bit because of some idiots that came in a few years ago and they stuck around. And because the videos from what they took back then still continue to get shared, I still get new viewers that still troll me from then. So even though some of them have died away, I get new trolls from that time. So it still happens now, but sometimes they're new people from the same situations, so it's a bit annoying. All right, so I apologize, but I don't think it isn't. I'm just going to check. I'll see if, sorry, I'm heavy breathing. Follower. I'll see if just followers off does it. No.
You would think really at this point in, like, by now that they would have added it as a command in the bottom right corner, like, really. Oh, wait, there it is there. Follow only chat. Off. No, there it is. Okay. Why is it only there sometimes? Okay. Subscriber only chat, emote only chat. Slow mode. Oh, I've got slow mode on too. Need to turn that off. I only had it on for some reason the other night. I don't remember why. Oh, because I was gaming for the first time in ages. I'm so out of breath. Okay, your choice of meat. Veggies, green beans, red capsicum, and spring onion. Pull apart sachets. Oh. Stir infusion paste through your meat. Heat saucepan. Add 1 tablespoon of oil. Add your meat or tofu and cook for 5 minutes. Add veggies to the pan and stir through. Cook for 3 minutes. Pour the finishing sauce into the pan for 2 minutes. Well, that's pretty easy. All right. So if we do that, it's gonna be a little wet. That's okay. Just had too much of the breadcrumbs in it. Ew. It's a very strange colour. And it's really cool because I was really lucky that this girl at football happens to live like right near me. So I no longer have to worry about how I'm going to get home from football. It's so awesome because I've got my worker that can drop me off. Like, so I've always got a way there, and then hopefully I've got a way home. But if I have to, I can either walk or, like, you know, get a taxi or whatever, like, if I'm really desperate. But, like, I've got options now, at least. Whew. Alright. So that's the sweet chili part. I should have shown you before I stirred it through so you could see the, like, super, like, weird orangey colour. Smells a little off-putting. I am so tired that, like, my eye, like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. It is such a long day. All I've had to eat today was, like, a muffin thing. What's it called? A hot cross bun earlier today. And then tonight, after I'd slept, I finally had, like, one of these things, like, with a piece of chicken thing in it, and then I had a bowl of tuna noodles. So, like, but all day, like, I was just so hungry. At football, I was like, people were starting to look like food. Not really, but, like, you know what I mean. They were starting to look like that chicken leg in Whitish Fox's thing. I think there was a notification. Keza, oh, thank you for the follow. I said your name wrong, and I'm aware of that. It's Kezi, and with the numbers, but I can't read it properly because, like, my writing is like this minuscule little thing. But I know I just followed you before, so I know I'm saying it wrong, so I apologize. But yeah, my Streamlabs has it. For some reason, I have it like the world's tiniest writing, and I don't know how I did it in the first place to fix that. But it is tiny. It's like minuscule. I think it had been doing it for a really long time before I only just recently knew that it even did that. So I have no idea how long I've been getting those notifications before I even knew that they did them. Better than when people call me Kessie. Kessie? Why would they call you Kessie? It's called Z's. Z's. Like, I look forward to doing, because I've had my medication and then like lay on the floor for ages. I was like, no, it's fine. I'll take my medication because I am about to cook, and then they'll hit, and then I'll be ready for bed. I did not anticipate the hour and a half on the floor. So, head of the table, hi. I would do a shout out, but I'm so tired. I've got to cook. I'm in here modding by myself. I'm sorry. And if I do that, we both know me, and we know I'm going to get distracted and do something else on my phone while I'm there. Okay. All right. Focus. Green beans, red capsicum, spring onion. Okay. All right. Ow! It hurts to bend over. All right. We've got peas. And we've got capsicum, if we can find it. I did definitely have capsicum. I know I did. There it is. Oh! Okay, we've got capsicum. I don't know if my spring onion's any good anymore. Oh no, it is definitely not still good. It smells like a wet boot. Yep, spring onion smells like a wet boot, so it is definitely not still good. Are you doing okay, friend? I am doing much better. It took me a couple of weeks to get my medication from my psychiatrist because the receptionist was gatekeeping my psychiatrist from me and refused to, like, give me access to him. And refused, because he's a lazy fucking asshole, refused to actually do the work and call the chemist to prove that I didn't have my script. I think he thought that I was trying to get an extra script out of my psychiatrist, but if he knew anything about medication, he would know you can't do that, because even if I tried that, when I go to get it printed, they would say, sorry love, it shows here you've just had a script for a ridiculously strong medication of Ritalin. You are not allowed to do that. So I wouldn't be able to anyway. He is a fuckhead. And he thought, I think, that I was trying to rip the system. So he was like, we're following it up. Just leave us be and we'll do it, okay? And he just kept saying that. So I call back and I'm like, look, I haven't heard from you. What's going on? And he's going, look, I will get back to you. I'm like, well, so far you haven't, so... How are you? How's your day, Night Legend? Did you end up moving home? That was ages ago. I met you after I'd finished. My day's going very slow, that slow. I feel it's almost time for a nap. How's your day, night going? Head of the table. I'm trying to do house chores to keep me awake. Seen that a few times, friend. Yeah, not a bad day. Quite organising stuff. It's now near 2 a.m. here. Yeah, it's 1:59. Yeah, oh, actually, this phone's a bit fast, but yeah. But yeah, basically, I've been chasing my tail, trying to get my medication, making me feel like a fucking drug addict just because I want my medication that I've been out of for fucking days, because this fuckboy won't fucking call the chemist and simply ask if they've received the email. That's all he had to do, but he wouldn't pick up the phone, and they tried to call them and got put on hold for 10 minutes, and then after that, they were like, no, we're not doing it again. We got put on hold, and our time is valuable. I'm sorry, but we're not doing it again. So I said to them, look, I'm sorry, but they said they would call you, but they're not getting put on hold again. Oh, well, we're very busy here. I'm like, well, so are they. So maybe you should call them and, you know, they will tell you they don't have it. It turns out that most likely the psychiatrist did really write it, but what he wrote was the wrong email address. So, because I thought he was just lying and he never actually wrote it. But yeah, it turns out most likely he just wrote it to the wrong email address. But yeah, this little fuckhead was just too lazy to do the work to actually call them, and wasn't even passing on the message to the psychiatrist. And then finally, like, he obviously got sick of me contacting them and finally actually talked to the psychiatrist about it. And then was like, oh, she's whinging about this, obviously. And then the psychiatrist obviously was like, that doesn't seem like something she would lie about. And was like, well, you know, I don't understand why she hasn't got it. I definitely wrote it. I need to wash the chopping board. For the veggies. And yeah, so he finally actually wrote it again, and I've gotten it now. But well, how ridiculous to make me jump through so many hoops just to get my prescribed medication, though. Oh, wow. Which part of Queensland? Oh, I am fading fast. I should not have had the meds and trusted myself to cook like I did. I wish I'd done more carrot, because I always enjoy the carrot so much. I never do enough carrot. Gold Coast. Ah, big city life. Nat, would you be able to do a shout out for head of the table? I'm just tired. Really, really tired. All the farm stuff's like hitting me pretty hard. Like just trying to keep my shit together. Like today, the shovel broke like midway through using it, and I was like pretty angry. And then I had a full bucket of grapes, like you've seen like the grapes. So I had a full bucket of grapes, and as I'm lifting the grape over to the big barrel, as I'm lifting it over, the handle snaps. As I'm lifting it over, I'm lifting the thing, and the handle snaps, and just the whole entire bucket just like goes like partly over me, partly over the barrel, partly over the floor, and just went fucking everywhere. And I was just like, you fucking and just fucking lost my absolute shit. And the other guy's just there, and he's like, it happens. It's like it could have happened when it was like a quarter bucket or something, you know, like. But you know, I was just, it was just, and like earlier, I'd had like a container, and like, cause again, you've seen the size of those containers; they're not exactly light. Someone said yesterday they're like, are they about 20 kilos? And I was like, are they? Are you fucking kidding me? Because I forget how much they weigh, but I remember them being a lot. But I was like, I don't remember them being 20 kilos. Are you fucking getting me? Anyway, so like I was lifting it, and my hand did the Tourette'sy looking thing that it does, you know, the thing. So it's gone like that, and I've like dropped the thing, and it's, you know, gone like that. And the guy was there when it happened, because I think like, yeah. Anyway, and he goes, oh, you know, it's because it's getting late in the day and you're tired. And I said, no, it's dyspraxia. And he goes, never heard of it, doesn't exist. Are you a doctor now? The boss came up later, and I was like, oh, did you know he's a doctor now, apparently? And he's like, what? I'm like, oh, apparently he's a doctor now. Apparently he can fucking diagnose and shit. Like, yeah, apparently he got his fucking medical license, because apparently he's a doctor. Apparently if he doesn't know it exists, apparently it doesn't exist. Yeah, apparently, you know, something I deal with every single day, and I'm constantly at risk of cutting my fingers off, or, you know, throwing things. And apparently the numerous phones that I have smashed, and all the things that have happened, and the accidents, the car accidents, all the things that have happened because of all the twisted ankles and all of that. The actual video evidence of my twisted ankles, because I've got it on camera. Like, I've got on camera, like, because on video camera, when me and my dad was setting up the video cameras, my dad's setting up the other video camera, and we just set up one video camera. I'm actually walking, and you can see my ankle just go, like, it just randomly twists. And like, that was just when we were setting up the video camera. There's another one where I'm walking towards the camera, and you just see my ankle snap at a really unnatural angle. And I'm just like, that's only the ones that I've caught on camera. Like, think of the ones that I haven't fucking caught on camera. Fairy Tale, thanks for the host. Of all the people you choose in the world, and you choose me, thank you. Because you have a huge fucking big list that you need to support, and I am honoured. But yeah, like, there's so much evidence now that I have. Natalie, you too, thank you. Can you do a shout out for Fairy too, please? And Fairy, I don't know if you can do a shout out for Nat, because I know Nat won't do one for herself. But like, really, there's so much evidence of what happens. And like, and then shortly thereafter, my ankle did do the roll thing, but I have boots that like, they semi-protect my ankle from doing that, luckily. My steel caps have like a really high thing, so like, even though they roll in them, it like doesn't get to go far. I'm lucky like that. But I was just like, oh. It's so frustrating when people dismiss something that you have to live with every fucking day. That, like, it's things like that stopped me getting help for a lot of stuff earlier on, like, and I don't tolerate that stuff anymore, like, but it's a reminder of what it was like with stuff like, you know, with the autism traits and things like that, where people would be like, oh, I do that stuff too. That's not weird. And it's like, yeah, but how often do you do that stuff? Like, how often a night do you flip, like the other day, where I was holding that candle, the lit fucking candle, and all I was doing was holding it like this, and I went to like lift it up in the air a little bit, and instead I went like this and then flung the candle in the lit candle, in the fucking air, flung it in the air and down on the ground. Like, how many people do you know hold a candle and fling the fucking thing in the air and onto the ground? You name fucking 5 people that you know in the world who've ever held a candle and their hands just go fucking by to a lit fucking candle. And I'll be like, okay, alright, yeah, maybe it happens all the time. I don't fucking think so, no. Like... It is not a very fucking common occurrence to be holding a lit fucking candle and your hand just goes fucking by. No. This does not happen commonly. Yeet, indeed. In fucking deed, yeet is what it did. And it's so fucking frustrating. And like, now that I'm getting more of that stuff, like, because, obviously with me cooking and stuff like that, I get more and more of it on camera. And I'm starting to learn that it's a lot more often, it's this finger on both hands that does it does a quick jab, jab. Like, it's a jab, 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 jab. And that's what does, like, when I'm trying to do painting and stuff, when I'm doing the painting, and I'm finally painting, and then it goes, jab, jab. And I'm like, oh, you fucking asshole. Like the one I sent to Fairy where I actually was genuinely laughing, though. Like, I was hysterically laughing for ages, and I've watched it so many times, is the one where my hand was out here, and you don't actually see my hand throw it because it's just off camera. But you don't see my hand throw it, but I'm holding the thing, and I sent it to Fairy, where it's got the circle of paint around the thing's eyes. I don't know if Fairy'd remember. But you just see the paintbrush go smack in the thing's eye, and then it just slowly slides down. The reason that happened is because my hand did the little Tourette'sy type throw, and it went and just flung the paintbrush, because my hand was holding it like this, and then just goes and flung it. But the thing that made me laugh, and the reason I watched it over and over, and I was not even mad that it wrecked the fucking thing, was because the way afterwards I went, oh, and it was just the sound. It was the sound that I made. And the way that it like sort of slides down slowly. And also the thought that no one else that's watching it will know why a random paintbrush just flings out of nowhere. Like, they won't know that it was me and my hand. So to anyone watching, they'll just think some asshole has just come out of nowhere and tried to just fucking be an asshole and like, the whole thing made me laugh. Because, like, to anyone else watching, they'll think some asshole just come along and went, BAM! to try and wreck the painting. Sid, I have a friend who throws stuff in her hands, but she has a lot of hand issues. I think you've told me about this before, Sid. But it's not just my hand. Like, dyspraxia, the thing is, it's not just hands moving funny and feet moving funny. It's the when I'm walking and, like, so, there's the door here and I'm over here and I'm walking like this, and then I'm suddenly smack into the door as I'm walking. I just, the balance control. But it's also, there's a mental aspect of it too, that, like, I remember one of my support workers and I, when we were first, like, doing a bit more research into it to talk to my occupational therapist about it, because we wanted some help with getting some funding of my NDIS stuff to put towards some items to help with things for it. But I remember when we were looking into it, it was also social aspects of it are affected by it too. And she was like, holy crap, there's so much of that sounds like you. Like, there's a social aspect of it that's very relatable too. But anyway, yeah. It was just the way he was so dismissive of it because he hadn't heard of it. It doesn't exist. And I was just like, oh, okay. Radio. We need your fingers. Wow, just wow, lol. That makes me scared for your fingers when you're cutting veggies. But she has a lot of hand issues. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, like, earlier, like, yesterday, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday that I was cutting the onions. I chopped my fingers, like, 4 times, at least. I'm pretty sure it was, like, yesterday when I was cutting the onions, that it was at least 4 times that I was like, ow, fingers, ow, fingers, ow, fingers. What the fuck am I gonna do? Not cook? Not eat? Fucking... This is what I was saying earlier. I was like, oh, I really shouldn't sharpen the knife, but then you look at, like, how hard it is to fucking cut this. See, look then, that then. I only lightly tapped it that time, but I do go to cut them a lot. I do a lot better now though. Like, Sid will acknowledge that I am a lot safer now. I think Sid would acknowledge that I do cut a lot safer now than I used to. I used to be a wild card when I cut. I at least acknowledge now that I have issues and I need to be safer when I cut. I used to just be like, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, pain happens enough. You tend to get used to it. Yeah, she's... I was just like, if it happens, clip it. Aww. But I stand by it though. If I chop my finger off, someone better fucking clip it. Because if I find out that someone saw it and didn't clip it, I'll be pissed. It's like when I broke my finger and all I cared about was making sure that I got video evidence of it. I'm sorry that I'm so drowsy sounding. Like, you can hear that I'm very drowsy. It's just that my meds have kicked in. I'm really struggling to stay awake. And like, I go through like bursts where like I'm fine, and then like I'll be like yeah, but I want to see it later. I want to see it. One of my favourite photos of me ever is me with my broken finger going with my finger out here. I look so pretty. It's one of my favourite photos of me. Especially because, like, at the time, everyone else was, like, screaming and worried. And I was just laughing. I'm so glad the person didn't put it back in though. Because she was like, no, fuck that. I was like, just shove it back in. And she's like, no. But I'm so glad she didn't. Because it meant that I got to like film it going back in and everything. It was so much better that way. And Meg got to see it. And we got to have all the fun of like hours in the waiting room together. Of which I found out that it's not even Meg that goes into the fucking hospital with me most times. Because Meg has DID, which, you know, for those uninformed, is like used to be split personalities. So I found out that it's not even her that comes into the hospital with me most of the time. It's one of her alters. I was like, oh. But she came with me that time, she said. So at least we had a bonding experience. And I took home a pair of scissors. I didn't steal them, I don't think. He gave them to me, but I don't know whether it was a joke. Because I couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic. And I was like, it's on you for being sarcastic. If you're being sarcastic, that's on you. And I'm taking the fancy pair of scissors that can cut through metal. So now I have a fancy pair of scissors that cuts through metal. That'll learn him. Oh, I'm so tired. Right. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there. I think this is it, and then we fry the chicken. Oh, I nearly vomited in my mouth a little bit. I still can't believe Moon King Bean raided me. It was so sweet. How fucking wholesome. He's just like, we're raiding out. I'm talking about who he's gonna raid. And he was like, actually, nah. Hiss him! Bye! Ha! I was like, no! I won't be streaming long. And I'm just being boring. Fucking sweetheart. I probably shouldn't have eaten that because I was chopping chicken on this. I did rinse the chopping board, but still, just in case. Just in case. Oh well. Salmonella party! I'm also going to have a nice juicy bit of corn. If my chopping board wasn't dirty, I'd cut up some chicken and then Snapchat you Cheetos eating corn. It's so cute. It really is funny. But because the chopping board's dirty, I'm not going to do it another day. It is really funny though, because he growls like a dog. If you try and take it off him, he's like, "Rrrr." It's so cute. Although he did nearly die eating it, so I have to be really careful that he doesn't get to the corn cob and keep eating. So I might do some gaming with Meg tomorrow. If anyone's around my time, tomorrow I will probably be playing Fortnite. So look forward to that if we do, because it'll keep me from going to the pokies, because I cancelled my support worker so I could go out to the farm, and then it turns out I don't need to go to the farm. So that sucks. Alright, let's hit the frog and toad. Alright. So these are my little chicken pieces with the Italian herbs on them. So we're going to do those first. Actually, no, I'll do the other ones first because those ones will be easier to do at the end. I panicked for a second there. I was like, the heater, this is the problem with my attention span. I was like, I panicked because I thought I'd left the stove on all night. I literally just a minute ago turned the stove on. Just turned it on. How is my attention span that short? This is why it's like when people go, I forget stuff, too. It's like, but do you forget stuff that quickly? There's even a corn on the cob in a pot on top of it. Okay. I'm so tired. So tired. I mean, everyone does the room thing. I don't think there's a person on earth who doesn't do the room thing. The worst part is the medication thing, where I'm like holding the empty container, like holding the container, and then I'm like, wait, did I actually take the medication? Or did I go to take the medication and then get distracted taking the medication? That one's a bummer. So, and like I've curbed that a little bit because I send my mum a message that I'm having my medication. But the problem is sometimes I have my phone open ready to message mum, and sometimes someone will message me. So then sometimes I'll be in a message to someone and I'm like, wait, did I message this person and get distracted midway through messaging mum? Or have I just not had my tablet and went into this in the middle of having my tablet? Depending on the medication, I go with I'll just have it again if I need to. But there are some ones that's like, I'll just go without. Like if it's Topamax, it's fine because like I'm allowed to go up to a higher dose. I just choose to stay on a lower dose, so it's fine. If I were to have another one, it'd be fine. But like, like I feel like I'd be like if I haven't popped that extra one, I'd be like, that's okay. But if it's all three, then I'd be like, I'll just go without. But it's hard to not know if you've had three, though. So now that I'm up to three, I'm like, it's pretty easy to remember that you've had three. So I try and go by the actual each medication now, rather than having them all at once. That's made it easier. So I go by packet and packet and packet now. It was shit the other day though, because I was sure I lost one in the couch and I just could not find it inside the couch. So there's one lost inside the couch, I'm fairly certain. And then I found an empty single packet, a single sachet one, underneath the couch. But I still never found the actual sachet. I mean, I still never found the actual pill. So I'm like, after hours of looking, I fucking on and off, I gave up. I was like, I gotta go to bed. I don't care. And I even tore apart I actually tore the couch with Fairy Tale. I was listening to Fairy Tale stream, and I even tore the couch apart partly because I got really curious as to what was in the couch. It wasn't even anything exciting either. It was some boring little thing to keep the couch fresh. It wasn't even anything exciting. It wasn't drugs or anything from the previous owner. It was nothing exciting. It was like one of those stay fresh bags. Very boring. So I don't even think that's right. Also mid sentence with her if I get yeah. Are you ADD though? Or I don't recall. I forgot to put a timer on. Yeah. We'll guesstimate. We'll just squeeze this. I can't even squeeze this open. Hang on. I think that seems pretty much ready. Where's the... Oh, damn it, I forgot that one. We'll turn that down. Now I've got to get this back out of the bin because it has the bit on it. No, I have no idea where I've put it. And it's got the why wouldn't they put the steps on how to on both sides, knowing that they tell you to split them apart? That is counterproductive. Very counterproductive. Just doing some dishes. So that way it's less difficult when I go to bed. bit of turnip corn. We're nearly there. We're almost there. Almost home. This, put the lid on that so it steams those. Oh, burn my fingers. Oh, I forgot about tastes like nothing. Let's hope this one, well, it's called finishing sauce, so I'll give you a finishing sauce. I usually don't like when people like constantly make those moaning noises all through stream, but I feel like when something says finishing sauce, I feel like that's a time when a finishing sauce joke is acceptable. I think we're done. It says 2 minutes for these. Like I didn't use all the chicken. and lucky I didn't use more veggies. I thought that's not going to be enough veggies. But geez, it wasn't even enough sauce for the small amount that I used. I wonder how much the serving size was supposed to be for this. Apparently this was supposed to serve 4. Yeah, okay. Sure. Is it 4 toddlers? Because even then, I feel like it's still pushing it. It's just checking it's still on. It tastes good with the lemongrass. It definitely doesn't taste as good as the HelloFresh lemongrass though, now that I've had lemongrass from HelloFresh. Oh, I fell over. Not fell over completely, but I semi-did the splits again. Really got to be more careful with how much water gets on the floor. My poor little legs can't take the splits anymore. Or maybe I should just start practicing doing the splits so that my body is more used to it and prepared to do the splits. Maybe that's the key, is just to do the splits more often. Don't mind that creepy toy. I'm so tired. Oh, I've still got to cook the chicken. Okay. Let's see if this is ready. I'm okay with those other things being hard though. Get fucked. I'll turn that up to high. And rotate that a little bit more, get out the butter. Oh, I finally found the pepper, by the way. For anyone who's been watching for a while, I lost the pepper a while ago. Turns out it was hiding for no reason at all. The top covered up the thing. We're ready for the corn. We're ready for the corn to be peppered and salted. It's ready to be assaulted.
to spray these again. And then put some extra on here. And that way. So I'm going to put the extra in there anyway. That way they can sort of sit on there. Okay, everyone disappeared. Bye. I'm going to show the meal. This was the lemongrass and chili. This is the Italian herb. And the corn, obviously. I was going to read out to chapter and introduce you to someone new, but, you know, obviously you're all gone, so it's not going to happen. I'm talking to myself currently. And that's okay. Alright. I never know when corn is ready. That's an issue. Alright. Why do I always leave the microwave open? Okay. I'm just gonna turn this up. I don't care if it burns. Fuck it. Oh. Feels like it's not cooking at all. I'm just going to turn that off and I'll finish it after.